You know, let's take a moment today and breathe. Let's take a moment today and breathe. I guess I'm gonna say it one more time. Let's take a moment today and breathe. The reason why your business, your vision, your creativity, you're like, oh, I'm trying to do this proposal. But I'm just tired. I'm overwhelmed. It's simply just that. You're tired, you're overwhelmed, and you're pushing yourself too hard. There's a time to relax. There's a time to breathe. You don't have to work day in and day out, day in and day out. You must make moments of breaths. You must make moments of breath. Whether that's just 5 minutes of, let me step away from this assignment. Let me step away from this meeting. Let me step away from this activity and let me breathe. Oftentimes, we don't dress down. We don't dress down our mind. We don't put on the bathing suit. We don't put on the sandals. We don't take our mind to the beach. We don't take our mind to the water. We don't take our mind to the river. We don't take our mind on vacation. We don't dress down our mind. We don't take off the suit and tie. We don't take off the HR hat. We don't take off the business hat, the ministerial hat. We don't take off the family member, head of household hat. We don't take it off in our mind. We're constantly thinking, what's the next business idea? What's the next thing I need to do for the vision? And it's okay to have those thoughts, but there must be a moment where we breathe. Because if we do not take time, to breathe, ultimately, we will crash and burn. And that's an ugly sight. As a student at psychology, I want to touch on, really briefly, the idea and the concept of self-regulation. Self-regulation. Self-regulation is not just about regulating your emotions and regulating your thoughts, but it's about regulating your rest period. There is a point in your mind where you must rest. If you reach past that point, you actually can create a lot of damage in your physical body, in your creative work, and in your relationships. Oftentimes you get irritable with people, you're frustrated with your assignment, you're frustrated with your vision because you haven't rested. Resting could mean sleeping. Resting could mean going on a vacation in your mind. Resting could actually mean going on a vacation and taking your mind with you. Oftentimes we leave ourselves behind and we continue to work as the HR, as the business, as the minister, as this, as that, on vacation. You're not vacating if you take your phone with you, right? You take your laptop, iPad with you. You're taking all these devices with you. Well, I'm gonna vacate. I'm gonna sit there and no. If you're taking all these devices with you on your vacation and you're not watching movies, I'm gonna look over my glasses. You're not enjoying. You're not looking up eating places. You're taking this to do work. You're not relaxing. Come on, people. We have to relax. As human beings, our brains will not function properly if we do not have proper rest. As a student of psychology and also as one who instructs and uses psychology in instruction and in strategy building with my students, the number one thing that I have to tell my students is sleep and eat. You would think the most natural things that we do as human beings, I would have to strategize and come up with plans that involve sleeping and eating. But apparently it is something that we do not know how to do well. This is why we have people that are nutritionists and dietitians. This is why we have psychologists. This is why we have therapists and clinicians, and we have doctors, and we have people, neurological doctors, that are saying, hey, you need to sleep and eat in order to function at your optimal level. But we still disregard that message, and guess what we do? We pick up our laptops, we pick up our iPads, we grab our cellular device, we pick up our pen and our pencils, and we pick up our paper and we begin to write business proposals at 12 a.m. and 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. and we're like, oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Well, newsflash, you might be closer to that than you think if you are not doing right by this right here. Your mind, your brain. This is one of your most useful tools. This is one of your most powerful. If you lose your arm, if you lose any ligament, any part of your body, save any vital organ, your brain still will work as though you had it. Your brain will still function as though you still have a left arm. It's actually quite interesting if you look at the studies. When people get their arms amputated, there's this pseudo feeling that they have that they actually have their arm or their leg, because the brain is making up for that lost space. It's saying, I know something is there. And sometimes they can even feel like, oh, I can feel like I'm moving my right leg, even though you're not. It's all in your mind. That's how powerful the mind is. And when you are not resting and when you are not sleeping, guess what happens? You're stouting the operation, the growth, and the development and the utilization of your mind. The most creative you can be is at the peak of your rested state. The most active you can be with your assignments and with your position is at the peak of your resting state. Once you have rested and gained strength, now we can build. Now we can run. Now we can shoot. We can shoot for the stars, aim for the moon, go above and beyond into the high heavens, and we can grab things and bring them into place. We can set order to chaos. We can deal with that person on our job we don't want to deal with. We can walk through the corridors of our job and we can smile. We can have an atmosphere in which people go, man, I can live here. I can work here. This is the boss I can work under. This is the supervisor, the manager, the minister, the pastor, the whoever I can live with. This is the husband I wanted. This is the wife I want. Because you are rested and you are ready to work. Your brain is at its high peak when you are well rested. Just look at the countless studies. There are studies that go, thousands and thousands of studies about how resting the brain, resting the mind, does such a beautiful work with our day-to-day living. Your appetite will even change when you are not rested. Your mind affects how you eat. Your mind affects how you digest food. I don't think we understand how powerful the mind really is. And if we don't understand that, we can end up really, really messing up the creative flow, the power flow, the entrepreneurial atmosphere. We can mess up our work. We can mess up, when by work, I don't mean your job. I mean the purpose that you were given to do in the earth. We can mess it up because we're not resting our mind. We can get agitated with the wrong person. And guess what happens? You just burnt a bridge. People are not as forgiving as dogs. Okay? You can do some really damaging things to a dog and a dog will come back to you. But human beings are not as forgiving as a dog. So you have to be careful how you treat people. But you're not thinking about that when your mind is not rested. So I want you to take a moment, breathe, take gaps of breath, take big breaths, and really decompress. Take your mind away from all the noise, and it's not necessarily bad noise. Take it away from the laptop, from the iPad, from the pen and paper. Take it away. Go watch a movie. Go have quality time with your significant other. Go have quality time with your friends. Go eat a nice dinner. Go to the park. Go hiking. Go riding. Whatever it is that you need to do, take your mind with you. Think on the beauty of the scenery. Think on how awesome the graphics are in the movie. Think on how awesome your partner, your significant other is. Think on how cool it is to have friends. Take your mind with you. Dress your mind down. Put on a t-shirt. Put on slides. Put on, whatever it is dressing down. Dress down your mind and go relax. I guarantee you the work will be there when you get back and you will be even better at it. Okay? Let's make the great decision today to breathe.